So that it تبسطها كل البسط or مغلولة إلى عنقك. If your hands tied to here, what can you do? But that's how they are toward their money. It's always like that. Can't spend. $5, no. $1, say I can't. Wallahi, they say I can't. And so that is extreme, but there are people like that. There are people, Muslims, pray and do this, but I can't. It's not they can't, just they can't because they cannot overcome this desire. It's not they don't come financially. They get all the money they want. Everything in their life saved, respect. I tell you, I mean, they have more than one home. Some of it's rented. They have more than one income. They have insurance. The car has full coverage insurance. And yesterday there was what? Kind of little hair. I jumped to take the car and had it. Okay. I'm serious. And after the store touched the car, oh my God, is there anything? Wallahi. So they don't believe in God. They believe in money. That's all. God is not there. Okay, you have insurance. Okay, so what's the problem? Why there isn't insurance? Full coverage. No. Wallahi, you tell them, say, I can't. Let's go and eat. Say, I can't.
But saying on the other hand, people don't have the money, they use a credit card, then they bank.
That is haram too. Okay. So, وَلَا تَجْعَلْ يَدَكَ, and so Allah condemned both. And this is, we said, what is this? وَلَا تَجْعَلْ means Allah forbids you from doing so. It is a forbidding. It is haram. It is a command from Allah. Do not tie your hands to your neck, nor extend them all the way. You are going to be blameworthy, and you are going to regret it. And Allah will have, basically, will let you on your own. Allah will hold you accountable.
So, is that the broad philosophy of the Muslim living that the Ummah was?
Ummatan wasata. Yes.
So that also applies here, right?
Right. That's exactly what it is. You have to be balanced and middle. And as we said, just like home economics, or basically the balance sheet, you have to have clear vision. This is my needs, and this is my resources, and this is how I'm going to manage it. It doesn't mean that every month you'll be balanced. It depends on how much your income or resources that you have. If you can save, that's fine. But if you can't, maybe this month a little deficit, next month will be balanced, and so on and so forth. You have to manage it. But then in this country, they have no mercy on you. If you just borrow and credit, you know what they do. They come and just shovel you into the street and put you homeless and take whatever you have. That's how they deal with you. How they deal with you.
Sure.
And they have, yeah.
So, like you already mentioned that not to spend in excessive manner, like there is difference between need and want, right? So, this verse is talking about that kind of expenditure, right? Not like fi sabilillah. I mean, like Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he put all his asset, right, in front of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yeah, but okay, now, the verse saying you have to be balanced, you have to be managing your resources and needs in a good way that you can save. Because the Quran, in other places, say your goal always to be able to save, not just to get by. Always the Muslim goal is to be able to save, even small amount. That saving is where you are going to give the needy and the poor and the miskeen and those who are in need. How are you going to be able to give them if you are unable to save? So the purpose of this is really to be able to spend whatever you can on the others' needs. And you can see in the Quran, Allah has in many places يطعمون الطعام and the miskin, that Allah expects you to be able to take care of the miskin. How are you going to take care of the miskin if you don't have income? Or you spend extravagantly? How are you going to take care of it? Because you are chasing your needs, and your needs will never finish. So you are going to say to the miskin, I can't, I don't have. The Quran saying you better manage your resources in a way that you are able to have saving, have extra, that you can take care of the miskin and the needy and the poor and the kinship and so on and so forth. This is the goal. But there is no limit to how much you can give the others. There is no limit if you can. I mean, you can give in charity, as you said. The ideals Abu Bakr has given with no limits, but he managed his life. How Umar and Uthman and Abdurrahman ibn Auf, even if they have business and become rich, the purpose of having money, having extra, having wealth, is to basically take care of the need of the society. So the need of the society has no limit, no cap on it. You have to put cap on your personal expenditure. But the need of the society has no cap on it. If you can, as we see, Uthman ibn Affan has given the 700 camels, and then second 7, and second 20 total, 2,001 camels loaded with everything ready. And as the Prophet says to Uthman, you gave it charity. What guaranteed you Jannah? No matter what you do in the rest of your life. In his face, told him. In his face, ما ضر عثمان بعد اليوم شيء. Say, deliver to you access to Jannah guaranteed, no matter what happened in your life, the rest of your life. So there is no limit on how much you can spend in taking care of others. But Allah demands from you to put limits on how much you spend on your own affairs. What we do now, we do the other way around. I put no limit on my things, but limit on others. Hey, fundraising, you get this headache. Fundraising and fundraising and fundraising. What is this? Can you stop it? Can you do it one time a year or twice a year? We put cap on the other, on the wrong side. And when it comes, I need to buy a second house. So what I'm going to do? How I'm going to save? Can I borrow from the bank? I need to get another house. So the mentality is the other way around, which is the Sahaba were the other way around. What I need. I'm fulfilling that, and I'm struggling, managing my affairs in order to be a role players and caretakers of the need of the society. And I put no limit if I can on that regard. Because the more I give, Allah will shower mercy on me. Okay, that's good? So this 26, it doesn't put limit on how much you can give to charities and good causes. No, put limit on your personal. Basically, in very simple way, you need to put limit and cap on how much you are to spend on your own. But don't put limit on giving a charity and good and take care of others. Don't put limit. If you can, no limit. Alright. إن ربك يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء ويقدر إنه كان بعباده خبيرا بصيرا. We are going to stop at 30, this one, and then we'll continue. Okay, go ahead.
Inshallah. Truly, indeed, certainly, your Rabb, Allah Ta'ala, enlarges the risk or the provision for whom Allah Ta'ala wills, and straightens or restricts for whom Allah wills. Verily, Allah is all-knower and all-seer of His slaves.
The verse directly make it clear that some of us, Allah will yabsut, what He says, extend or expand or what?
Enlarges.
Enlarges. their risk. What's their risk? He said provisions. And restrain or restrict for this risk for others. The concept of this provisions or risk or sustenance is not just money. Allah can enlarge your sustenance in health and restrict your sustenance in money. Because this is what's good for you. Because what he said, Inna Allah bi'ibadihi, innahu kana bi'ibadihi.
And verily Allah is all knower and all seer of his ibad.
Khabir, Basir. Khabir, we know what is Khabir. Khabir means expert. And Basir, sees. All seeing. So if he get all the knowledge and he sees your conditions, according to that he restricts some aspect of your sustenance, but at the same time expand it or enlarge it on some other aspect. That is not always restricted in all aspects or shrinked in all aspects. I mean, you are health-wise in bad condition. You are money-wise, you're in bad condition. You are in iman in bad conditions. You are in education in bad conditions. You are in family in bad conditions. Allah doesn't do that. Allah is fair and just and merciful. So, if the money being limited, with no doubt, there are other areas of sustenance you find them more than anyone else, more than the average of everybody else around you. Okay? Why? You look, as we said a while ago, look to your vision. Okay? There are people who can see very limited. And there are people, they can see the needle. So that is their risk being enlarged in this area. But you will find it restricted in some other areas. Here your risk is limited in this area, but it is with no doubt being enlarged in another area. You have to put them all together. And then you will see that Allah has given you more than you wish. But you have to put them all together. And this is something the Muslims, they think of risk only money. They think the sustenance is only money. And that is not true. Sustenance, as I said, money, health, knowledge, family, children, parents, safety, security, iman, righteousness, good words, manners, characters, all these part of your sustenance. And according to His creation to you, He knows if He expands the money-wise for you, you are not going to be as good as if Allah restricts it and give you some other things. And then when you look at it all together, you find this is the best balance. Had all of these together, being in a balanced way to fit your personality, your attitude, your quality that Allah has endowed in you. Allah is just and fair, Allah is kind, Allah is all-knowing, Allah is expert of you. He designed everything for you to be perfect. Basically, to be perfect. And if you get more of something Allah restricted you, you will never be better than where you are. And there are people, they think, if I get money, I will do all good things, and they never do it. And the Quran stated that. You remember this person in Surah At-Tawbah? He used to be on the first line praying all the salah with the Prophet ﷺ, and he was always complaining to the Prophet that he is poor. And the Prophet told him, this is the best for you. You are in the masjid and you have mean to live. Well, what do you want else? He said, I want to be rich. And the Prophet told him, don't ask to be rich. It won't be good for you. But he insisted. over and over. He said, Ya Allah, he gave covenant. Ya Prophet, call Allah to make me rich and I'll show you how I'll be good. So the Prophet said, Ya Allah, make him rich. So he becoming rich. He had got that richness at that time is not gold and silver, it's just basically cattle and goats and sheep. And he has goat and sheep and animals and cattle that what Medina overflow. Every single street in Medina was full of his sheep and goats. People say, get out of here, we can't live with you. So he has to take all his and go away, far away, because people just say we cannot take it. Every single street full of his goat, sheep, and cattle and chicken and all these things. So he has to be kicked out and went far where he has open land to accommodate them. Then he wasn't able to come to the masjid because I have to take care of these animals and it is far away from him again. So the Prophet used to come, where is this person? Busy. Where is this person? Busy. Okay? Then Allah, the Prophet sent a person to collect zakah from him. Then when they collected zakah, it was millions. 500 cows, 5,000 these and that. So when they separate them, it was a big wealth. This is only the zakah. He said, you're going to take all of these? To the Sahabi who came to collect zakah from him, he told him, you're going to take all of these? This is too much. So the Sahabi got mad at him and he said, okay. He didn't take it and left. Came to the Prophet to tell him that he thought it was too much. Zakat, this is just the zakat, whatever percentage. And so the Prophet said, that's it, we will never take zakat from him, but this is his fire, his hellfire. All of this will be just a wood to burn him in hellfire. So later he came to know that he basically has distanced himself to hellfire because he stopped paying zakah. He brought the zakah by himself to Medina and the Prophet said, will never take it. He collected, then he went in the Khilafah of Abu Bakr. Allah gave him long time. Abu Bakr said, I will never take it. And then he brought it to Umar. He said, I will never take it. If the Prophet refused to take it, I will never take it. Because he sent to you. And that is Quran said, قال وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ عَاهَدَ اللَّهِ لَإِنْ آتَانَا مِنْ فَضْلِهِ لَنَصَّدَّقَنَّ وَلَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. There are among those who have given their covenant that if Allah has given them rizq and too much sustenance, they will be righteous and they will spend in the cause of Allah in every aspect. They didn't pay even zakah. فَأَعْقَبَهُمْ نِفَاقٍ. Allah said, the result is hypocrisy in their heart, and hypocrisy is going to go to hell. There is nothing can solve it. So, you have to look. It doesn't mean if you are limited in money or that you have to surrender. You have to work on the right way to get out of it. And the right way to get out of it, it might be one day. Actually, it is we are promised that if you take all means and you try all the trials and you give it a time, you will get out of it. You will get out of poverty, you will become rich. But if Allah wants you to be good, it will restrict you in some other issues. But if you did all that and it didn't happen, then Allah doesn't want to give you that one. And then you have to be fully satisfied and happy with that. There are some of us, they try one thing and then they say Allah doesn't want to give me. And then whine and complain and unhappy or quit trying, and that is wrong. You got to try until you die. You have to try to get out of poverty until you die. Okay? But you get to be also very pleased with Allah whatever comes. Because Allah sends sustenance through means. And maybe His sustenance will be sent through His job, maybe for me through the family, maybe for him through the knowledge, maybe through that person. So there are means. Once you pick up the right mean, Allah will send it to you. Right? For example, this brother Nazir Jisri, you know who's Nazir Jisri, okay? There is nothing you can think of he never tried to make money sufficient. Nothing. And he tried and tried and tried and tried, and he get miserable in every one of them. Get just in debt. Whatever try, trade, stocks, newspapers, nothing. Okay? But he didn't give up. Finally what? He finally tried to sell rocks. And Allah said, okay, this is the right meaning, okay, you get it. So, can you believe? Okay, he tried, he borrowed money and he tried every single thing. All his life, never stops to try. And each one get in deep trouble and debt and broke and ran into hardships and keep trying. Finally, he said, I'm going to buy and sell rocks. Allah said, okay, this is the right means. Here you go. So basically, most of us, we try one thing or two and then we give up. That is wrong. And the brother last week told me this, people in Bangladesh, they are all, in all aspects they are bad. They don't have money, they don't have health, they don't have knowledge, they don't have means, because they didn't try anything. They just sit in the masjid and cry, Allah, shower me with gold and silver. You have to try, and does that mean one try is going to take you to what you want? It might just break your arm, but you keep trying. And then basically you must try until you die, or you succeed. And that's the only way. And it is promised that you will get out of poverty if you just keep trying. Even if you get into broken condition, still you have to try until you pick up the right means. Allah will say, okay, here the right one. Wallahu a'lam. So, إِنَّ رَبَّكَ يَبْسُطُ الرِّزْقَ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيَقْدِرُ. So sustenance is everything you got. The faculty in your body, the health, the iman, the knowledge, the behavior, the family, the children, the job, the safety, the security, the money, all of it together, the manners, the characters, the sweet tongue, the kindness, the beauty, all of it together are your sustenance. And Allah restricts for some area and enlarge some area. Never restrict everything. Never. And that is how you need to knock all these things. You never know which is the means Allah wants to provide you with sustenance. It's not only the job. There are people learn and they get no jobs. So that is not the mean Allah wants to sustain you through. There are have a degree and they get no jobs. Or, as I said, so you have to try all the means until you die. But Allah promised that you will get out of poverty if you keep trying. And you fail and you keep, and you fail and you keep. Allah will send your sustenance through the rocks. Sell and buy rocks. And then Allah will make you millionaires. So you never know. Wallahu a'lam. طيب. Jazakumullah khair. And but at the same time, should makes you grateful. When you look, you put them together, you should be grateful. As I said, health-wise. I see so many people are deprived from the health. Go to the hospital. Go to the mental hospital. Go to the elders. And you have all this health. That is Allah has enlarged your sustenance. Why you are not grateful to it? Only thinking about the money and the money and the money. And so on and so on. Maybe education, maybe iman, maybe you memorize Quran, maybe your tongue is so sweet, maybe everybody loves you, maybe you give a charity, maybe you connect to your kinship. All of this is part of your sustenance, and you will find it, maybe it restricted in one area, but it is enlarged and multiplied in another area. So you should be grateful to Allah. Wallahu a'lam. Jazakumullah khair. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. And we'll see you inshallah next week.